welcome to The Otherwise. Yes, let me have some manners, okay? Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're there, globally. But first of all, I'm dealing with my people, them, locally. North Wheezy, big up yourself each and every time. And anyone who's in the ends where I am, in the suburbs, darling, you know how we do, okay? Morning walks, coffee shops, and lots of cafes. Okay, and obviously we go to the gym and we talk and walk mostly at the gym. Okay, there you go. Right, guys, hi, my name is Janine Johnson and this is my new podcast, The Otherwise. Who hasn't been here before? All of you, because this is my first time on set, on my own little set. Isn't it amazing? I love it. Right. Before all of that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I've told you my name, but I'm going to tell you what I do. So I'm a TV personality, author, podcast host, evidently, and I'm the founder of 11 Island Bites and JJ Consults. Guys, we can't have the wire like hanging, can we? Like, should we just get that sorted? These are little things I'm going to just learn along the way, but I'm going to keep showing you I'm human. So I'm not going to cut the tape and roll again. We're just going to keep it real up in here, you see me? Right, so this podcast, The Otherwise, I hope the name gives it away. We hope to look at things, we will be looking at things, we look at things from the otherwise, we look at things from a different perspective. So no matter how you see your life, how you see situations, how you see the politics of the world, there's always a different way of looking at things. So let's open the box on the first topics that we'll be talking about on this show. And this show is going to be talking about a lot of issues that I write about in my books. Now, my first book is out. Let me get it for you. Here we go. Thank You for the Disrespect. If they didn't show me, how would I know? It's out now. This book is on Amazon. It is also on my website. Guys, buy it from my website. It's cheaper on my website and you can get signed copies on my website. So why play about with Amazon when you can just have it direct from seller, me, author. First book, Thank You for the Disrespect. And subtitle, If They Didn't Show Me, How Would I Know? How would you know if anyone was going to disrespect you if they didn't show you? You need to hear the disrespect. You need to see the disrespect. You need to smell the disrespect. You need to get underneath the disrespect. You know why? Because it not gonna happen again. That's what I just said. It's not going to happen again. We're not take it twice. So that's why it's very important to read this book. This book is from the perspective of a post-migrant from the colonial era, really, because my grandparents were from the West Indies and I lived with both of them from the age of 3 months old. And so my grandparents called me their last child. So for me, my parents really were West Indian migrants who came to this country. And when they came, this wasn't their country. So what happens to us when we come after them? What happens to us in a country that's not ours? How do we navigate relationships, situationships, workplaces, friendships, mental health, children, all types of topics are in here, guys. It's all in here. It's all in here. How to deal with friendships, sisterhood. This book is packed. Yeah, it's not just for women. It's for the men, it's for the women, it's for the young people, you know, and there's no age barriers on this book. This is a social science book as well, guys. So there are little parts in here with little prompts to write your own notes. So it's a book that you have to buy for yourself. You need one copy for yourself. You need one copy to give to someone else, and you need to tell them to buy a copy for someone else too. All the details are on the back of where to buy my book and all the rest of it. How to stay in touch with me is also in here. And there's lots of information in here, guys. And it's a very helpful guide in the back of how to stay in touch and how to get involved in the conversation. That is Thank You for the Disrespect on The Otherwise. Guys, this is it. This is the podcast. So today I'm not, you know what? I'm going to say it like this, right? This podcast is not going to be going into like each chapter of my books, you know, because there are other books to come. Okay, next book is Black Girl Pun TV, POM Pun TV, you don't know. And the next book after that is going, and it's not, do you know what? Black Girl on TV is probably not what you think. It's not really about me on The Apprentice, you know. It's an expose on black women in the media, in the UK media, how that transpires, what they do with us, what they don't do with us, why they do what they do. Because so many people have always said to me, you know, you should be doing this now and you should be doing that now. Who said they were ready? Who said they were ready for me, blood? Who said that? Who said, you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. And I'm going to be opening the Pandora's box on that. So another expose book. And then the next one after that is a story. So it's not so much factual, like, thank you for the disrespect that you need to buy now. So it's about a young girl called Blessing. And we go through periods of her life with her. And she comes to a point where something has to give. And that's all I can say, guys. But I say all that to say that this podcast, The Otherwise, am I dropping all the right names? I hope so. And I should also say this show is sponsored by 11 Island Bites. So I say all that to say, we're going to be talking about the topics that arise in my book. So topics that we don't normally talk about. That's why it's The Otherwise. We are really good at telling stories. Did I tell you I'm the saucy storytelling strategist? Well, you know now. I am the saucy storytelling strategist. And I love telling stories. I love stories. I love hearing them. I love telling them. Always have loved stories. Always have loved writing. Ever since a small child. However, we're very good at telling stories. But are we talking about the issues that arise in those stories? The conversation that needs to be had, because you see, when we came from lands far away, because when we were on slave ships, you know, when they told us in school when we were on slave ships, when they showed you that piece of paper with all the slaves lying in the boat, and you thought, what is this? What is I've never seen this. What is this? Yeah, that one. And then our grandparents came here on ships, or our parents came here on ships again. We're fed up for their pan ships. We're fed up of the hardship. We're fed up of the ships, fed up of the relationship. Anybody that looks on marriage, me in at that, but me no want a ship. Yeah, fed up of the ships. So that said, we need to talk about what happened to us when we get off those ships, because there is a chunk of this story that's not being told, and that's our story. Because me, for one, I'm fed up of hearing his story. I don't want to hear his story anymore. His story is so played out. It's lies. It's a lot of lies, you know. And our stories are so much more interesting. And I tell you what the facts as well. You see, when we tell a story, we tell every part of the story. We not leave no stone unturned, you know. We live good every little piece of the story. And if we don't know about that bit, we gotta tell you, say, me don't know about that part there, but me do. You understand? So when you get a story, yeah, in our, I don't say community, I say our society, because we're echelon, darling, yeah? We're echelon round, right? When you have a story in our society, guys, yeah, we know we're talking the truth. We know what's fact from what's not fact, yeah. So when you're gonna hear about what happened to me, this is semi-autobiographical again, but they're factual. These are factual stories in here, guys. You're gonna relate. There's gonna be a story in here, at least one, if not all, that you will relate to on some level. This book's gonna it's gonna do something to you. It's gonna do something to you. It's gonna stir something. I don't want to say what, but it's definitely gonna stir something. So, you know, get ready to dive deep. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna go deep, yeah, and we're gonna heal, right, and we're gonna come out the other side. Because that's what it's about. Because we're made of sterner stuff. You understand? No matter what them put we through, we still I got you though. Yo! You know it's true. 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 Okay. Could you see what's going on at the moment with Ibrahim Traoré? His Excellency. Ha! In Burkina Faso. Yeah? You see what's going on. You I don't know about you, but I know Africa is the motherland, yeah? That is the place for me. When I'm there, my feet touch the soil, something happens to my spirit. So all of us who are dispersed over this globe, if it's a globe, I think it's a firmament, but that's another discussion for another day. All of us that are here, we're not from the parts that we're supposed to be from. And I'm fed up of calling myself black. I don't know about you, but for me, that's not a nationality. And saying black British, yeah. So, you need to feel belonged, that belonging. And hopefully we get to talk about some of those topics, whether you agree or disagree. That's what it's about. It's about the discussion, guys. Yeah, it's about joining the discussion on the podcast that is the Otherwise. Get involved, be about it. My name's Jadine. I love speaking to you. Get me on Spotify, get me on YouTube, go to my website, www.jadinejohnson.com, all links below. Check me out. Let's talk, because the topics I have in here stretch from, right, let's go into it. Parental rejection. Yeah. Mental health, abuse, childbearing, relationship episodes, parenting, experience. Listen, yeah. Colorism. This book is packed, y'all. Did I tell you about Thank You for the Disrespect? If they didn't show me, I wouldn't know. That's right. It's Thank You for the Disrespect, baby. I'm so thankful, cause it's never gonna happen to me again. No, it's the end of all of that. And I hope it's the end for you. That's why we're gonna take you through with each and every episode of the podcast. You got to get the book to be involved in the conversation, so we can talk about the topics that are also important to us here in the UK and abroad. Guys, if you've got similar experiences abroad, buy the book, let's talk, and let's be about it. Because this isn't just a podcast, this is a movement. This is an Ourstory movement. And the notes that you're going to write in here might just get you to write your story. Yeah. Come and tell you something, Fred, about his story. Our stories matter. Our stories count. Our stories are the missing link between then and now. And they're the stories that are going to get us back to where we need to be. But that's a wider discussion that we're going to keep unraveling, opening, peeling, however you want to peel it, however you want to do it. Yeah, I need it. We don't want to do it, man. So we do it. We do it. Yeah, however you want to do it here on the podcast that is the Otherwise. Thank you. This is your host, Jadine Johnson, and it's been an absolute